everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Natasha and this is Free Pattern Friday. Yay, it's the weekend, and for everyone that watches me regularly, you'll know that the weekend spells some lovely crafting time for me because my week only leaves me with a couple of hours in the evening, and so I don't really get that much done. So the weekend spells out lots and lots of time for me to be able to catch up with everything that I want to be able to show you on my Monday videos. And of course, if you saw this week that Wednesday was my last whip video, it's because that means all of my whips have gone now. I've just got a little tiny bit left on the tank top for my friend to do, which I'm just going to show you on my Monday videos, because otherwise it's going to be very short videos on Wednesday just to recap on, on it and not say very much about it. So without further ado, go and get yourself a drink and then we will go and have a look to see what patterns I've got. And the subjects, or the categories then shall I say, that I have got for you this week are some home ones, some seasonal ones in the mix, and some wearables, things for the home, which I think I already said, and of course it wouldn't be Free Pattern Friday without amigurumi, would it? Because as you can see up there, it's my favourite thing to do. So I'll see you in a moment if you're going to go and get a drink. Now, first of all, I'm going to show you a Solstice garland, and it has acorns and leaves, a bit of mistletoe and some sun. And I think that this would be lovely if you are decorating for autumn around your house, or if you have got a special thing, if you work at schools or something and you, like I, and that, decorate to show the children the different seasons and different things like that, or if you just like it and you want to make it. Of course, it is all seasonal, and I thought it might be of some help to people. So the information and the tips are that you make 2 of each motif, except for the sun, of which you make 3 of those, and the embroidered details are optional, and it basically just says to weave in the ends however you may wish, to leave one end for attaching the motif to the chain. And then it just goes straight in to the individual patterns. So there's 2 mistletoe, 3 suns, 2 oak leaves, and then there's the acorns and whatever else there is on the pattern. I have just printed out the first couple of pages so that I could show you and give you a little bit of information on it, but there are a few more pages there on the pattern, so I will link it all in the description box, like I always do, and then you can go along and have a look if that is something that you are really looking for, and then you can print it off. So moving on, I went to visit on the Black Sheep Walls website. I have been there twice now. I've been lucky enough to go and have a look around and things, and on the website I've been to the actual place, that's what I'm talking about, sorry, twice, but I've been on the website now for a couple of times, and they've got a lovely section where they have free and paid for patterns naturally, and I found this lovely pumpkin patch pattern by West Yorkshire Spinners, and the yarn that they use is the Croft. It's 100% Shetland Island wool. Now, of course, if you don't have it or you can't afford it or whatever, I'm sure that they would be pleased that you were just using their pattern no matter what they use. And so the reason why I wanted to show you these were because I love the colours, I love the different shapes and the different sorts, and I think it would make a lovely decoration, to have a bowl of these if you're decorating for autumn in your homes, and it's just something lovely to have a go at, especially when there are lots and lots of different shapes and sizes of pumpkins out there. And the pattern notes are for the small pumpkins made with a strand of single yarn, you use a 3mm hook, and for large pumpkins with the, I say a lot, don't I? Sorry, I will try not to. For the large pumpkins made with yarn held double, you use 4.5mm hook. So because I haven't printed out the whole of the pattern, I wanted to make sure that I just printed off the important stuff. You can use any yarn if you feel the need, or if you've got some that are particularly autumnal, and then just follow the ball band from that yarn, or just have a go, just experiment a bit. But I wanted to show you because I thought they were really cute. Okay, so moving on, still sticking with the home, I found this lovely pillow from Yarnspirations, and I just thought it was really, really pretty, and so I wanted to share it all with you. And it's designed by Joyce Nordstrom. The pillow measures 12 by 12 inches, and the yarn they've used is Red Heart Super Saver with a 5.5mm hook, and the pillow form is shaped to fit a six-sided figure, and I need a yarn needle. The gauge for the diamonds are 3.5 inches wide by 5 inches long. Check your gauge to use any size hook to obtain the gauge. Special abbreviations that you just need to know about are front post double crochet, and the pillows front and back are pretty much the same. One is I think it shows that because it's double-sided, so you can have one each colour, each side, but I don't suppose it matters if you want to have the same. And the actual pattern is called Alaska Snowflowers Pillow, and I thought it was really pretty. So again, that's my reason. It's using a medium 4 weight, if you don't know what the Red Heart Super Saver yarn is, but of course I mention it quite a lot on my channel already because I do show quite a lot of Yarnspiration patterns. There I go again, sorry. The skill level is easy, and you assemble it by putting it all together. But nevertheless, I thought it was really, really lovely. And then there's a border as well. It even tells you properly, it gives you step by step for the centre bobble as well. So the pattern was brought out in August 2019. I've only just realised that it's even a thing, because I was searching for something else and saw that whilst I was going along, and I thought, oh, that will do as well. So that's that one. Now, also I have come across a Lily Sugar and Cream pattern for a kneeling pad in the garden. Now, last week I did an apron, a gardener's apron, and I thought that it would be in keeping just to show you what I found, and I thought that would be a lovely touch, especially if you want to do it for a Christmas gift to someone that finds gardening a passion, and it's just something nice to be able to give them handmade, and I thought that would be quite lovely. And on it says I'm digging this, but you don't have to put the words if you don't want to. I just think that it's nice to have a really nice kneeling cushion so that it saves your knees. And when I came across this pattern, I thought that it would be really good as something quite different to show you. The measurements are 24 inches or 61 centimetres long by 16 inches or 40.5 centimetres. I don't think I said that right. 24 inches or 61 centimetres long and 16 inches or 40.5 centimetres wide and 3 inches or 7.5 centimetres deep. Again, they're using cotton, which I do suggest to use because of it being a harder wearing thing, and they want you to suggest to use a 4mm and a 5mm hook. And the gauge is 13 single crochets and 14 rows to obtain the 4-inch gauge with the larger hook. And that is all I can tell you about this pattern for now, because it goes straight into it, and you can do that if that's the one that you want to take a look at closely in the description box. And then I went to Ravelry and I've had a look for, because obviously it's going to be Poppy Day that will soon be upon us, and I found a pattern by Wendy Poole, and this pattern has been written without abbreviations. There's a video tutorial also available on the YouTube channel at Wendy Poole Knit, Stitch and Crochet. It's the DK version is pictured. Oddments of red and black are needed to make this, so it's a really good scrap project, and a 4mm hook. This can be replaced with a 3.5mm or a 3mm hook for a smaller, firmer flower. Alternatively, you can use oddments of red and black in 4-ply using either a 275 or a 2.5mm crochet hook. Then it just gives you the instructions. But I just thought it would be lovely to do the job if you wanted a homemade one. And I know that they get made every single year, but I thought because of it coming up, just in case you didn't have one, then I would show it so that you know that they are definitely available for free. Okay, and while staying with Ravelry for a moment, I shown on Monday that I made a cowl for a leaving present, and I used the pattern Autumn Rainbow Cowl, and I said that I would be showing it on here just because of the fact it was a free pattern, and it's by Craft and a Cuppa, and the pattern is in US terms, and they suggest to use Sheet G's Callista, and in 8 different colours, but of course you can use any yarn whatsoever. I used one of my balls of the Free Spirit, which is down over in the corner, which you can't quite see, but I used Free Spirit Aran by Yarnsmiths to do it because I wanted it to be slightly chunky. But I do love this pattern, and it works up really easy, and I was really pleased with it. And I used a 6mm hook for mine because of it being Aran as well, but it was just really drapey, and it's just double crochets and then a crisscross on the opposite row, so that you miss one, do a double, and then you go back on yourself and do put it in the stitch that you missed, and then go forward so it makes a little cross. And I just was really loving it, and it really was really pretty. And for the crisscross row, you do it on the wrong side, and for the double row that's normal, you just do it on the right side, and then it sets it back so that it makes it look quite textured, and it was a really good make. So it is a really good pattern, and I do recommend it because I've made it. I can't show you because I've already gifted it, but it was really good, and I do plan to make some more at a later date. Right, so now I am going to show you some crochet socks that I found, which is a colourful crochet socks by Kathy Wesley, and it's using Red Heart and Soul with aloe, and they're saying to use 3 skeins of the Razzle Dazzle. Of course, if you've got your favourite sock yarn, then why not? You can use it, can't you? It doesn't matter. And they're suggesting to use a 3.5mm hook, split lock stitch markers, and a yarn needle. The gauge is 12 stitches per 2 inches, 16 rows equals 2 inches in single crochet. The abbreviations are decrease, and the notes are: in order to have matching socks, start each one at the same point in the colour sequence of the yarn. Not a lot of people that I watch on YouTube do their socks so that they match because they like them not matching. But of course that is up to you. They're using the heel flap for the heel and heel turning, and the Heart and Soul, Red Heart and Soul is a super fine #1 rating. And that's it really. But I thought they were really pretty and colourful, and I'm yet to learn how to do it. But we'll leave it there because otherwise my list is going to get longer and longer. Okay, so now I've got a crochet pattern scarf for you, and it is called Dream and Shine. Now I really like this. This is pretty, and I am looking for a pattern to use my batik swirl that Stylecraft sent me, and so I'm having a really hard time to decide what I would like to do with it. But I do really like this, and I was wondering what you all thought, because I'm always doing shawls and things on my channel, but I just can't decide. And I'm so eager to go back to the kaleidoscope shawl and do it in that, just to find out whether that is exactly the same or not. But really I should do it in a different one really, but because I only have one ball, it's slightly annoying. But I do have the small balls of batik yarn up on my shelf as well, so if I was running a bit short, then I could match the colours up quite easily and then just have a little bit extra. But anyway, I digress. The Dream and Shine uses 7 skeins of the Metallico colour 06 from Hobby, and is 50-gram balls, hence why there is so many of them, and it's 70% polyamide, and if that's how you say it, and 21% acrylic with 9% wool, and each ball has 115 meters. The width is 40 centimeters and the length is 200 centimeters, and the pattern information is that it must be a multiple of 24 plus 4. So no matter how long you want the project, then as long as you remember 24 plus the 4 on the end, then it would be absolutely fine. But anyway, if you have any questions regarding the pattern, then there is the support team at Hobby to help you, and they also have hashtag a link for the yarn if you would like to purchase the same one, and one size fits all. That is all that I have information on it. Actually, I digress. No, I do not. I do have it. They are saying to make a 268 double crochet foundation chain. Double crochets with a foundation chain. But obviously if you want it a little bit smaller, then it doesn't matter and you can. The explanation. I'm sorry if you can hear the banging. My daughter is upstairs in her bedroom. Yarn, the X stitch is what I was saying to you before with the where you miss one. They do have the X stitch in here as well. But it all explains it all in the pattern itself. And hold on just a minute. Sorry about that. Okay, so where did I get to? Sorry about that. I just had to make sure that she was quiet because now she's started broadcasting down through, and so that's what you heard. Anyway, so that one there I will leave in the description box below. Oh, and it also comes with a diagram as well. Okay, sorry about that again. She knows I'm videoing, so I don't know why she keeps broadcasting. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, that they do have a diagram to work to for that pattern. Right, sorry, let's start again. Okay, so now I have a side-to-side crochet shawl by Lisa Gantry, which is a Yarnspirations pattern, and it is made with a red heart. It's a wrap rainbow, and it's one ball, and it uses a 3.75mm crochet hook, and you need some stitch markers and a yarn needle. The measurements are 68 inches across the top edge and 17 inches down the long at the centre. The gauge is 16 pattern repeats. One pattern repeat consists of one chain, one space and one double crochet, and 12 rows equals 4 inches or 10 centimetres. The notes are that the shawl is worked in one piece beginning at the corner, including increase by one pattern repeat and every other row to the midpoint, and then decrease by one pattern repeat and every other row in the second corner. The edging pattern works at the ends of each row, and the skill level is easy, and this pattern was brought out on December the 14th, 2020. It's using a fine number 2 weight yarn, but I think it would look lovely in all sorts of yarn textures. But it does look really, really nice, and so it almost looks a bit like a dinosaur with the dinosaur spikes, doesn't it? But yes, so there's that one. And again, this one has got the diagram graph as well. And then we are still with the last wearable, which I thought I would show this week, just in case it needs to be made ready for Halloween for those of you that celebrate it. I found a cobweb shrug, and I thought that that would look quite cool with a, you know, with a costume. And it's always nice to have a homemade touch, isn't it? So the materials are 3 and 4 skeins, depending on the size, needed of Diabolo in the colour number 9, crochet hook 4mm, and the sizes are extra small, small, medium, large, extra large, or 2 extra large. The measurements are for each one 36, 43, 46 centimetres, or 14, 15, 15 and a half, 16, 17 and a half, or 18. And the pattern information is that the cobweb shrug is the perfect Halloween pattern. The pattern is worked in a square and corners are attached with stitches and slip stitches. The sleeves are done directly onto the body and in the round. There's a yarn link if you want to purchase the yarn from them. There's social media links and also questions to the support team if you need to ask any questions about it. So I thought I would show you that one as well. Okay, so I feel all flustered now with all those interruptions. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so this one is a skill level of easy, and this is a game for Halloween, and it is pin the spider on the web. And it's a crochet, it says crochet a Halloween wall decoration that can be used, that can also provide a fun party game opportunity. Children or adults are blindfolded and see who can pin the spider closest to the centre of the web. So I thought that this would be quite fun. The web measures 54 inches in diameter, and the special abbreviations are single crochet 2 together, and the special techniques are adjustable loop ring, and then it goes straight into the pattern. It's saying to use Red Heart Super Saver and a 5.5mm hook and a 4.5mm hook, and the gauge is 15 chains per 4 inches, and that is just literally about it. I don't say anything else, but there is a close-up of it, and I thought it would just be pretty fun just to have something that is quite cost effective, because it wouldn't cost a lot really to do that. And sticking with a game which isn't necessarily for Halloween, but it's just because I found it, this will be good for a counting toy, and it says that it's a crochet counting fish toy designed by Joyce Nordstrom. Again, I think I had one of her patterns a while ago. Anyway, the pail is approximately 9 inches high and 11 inches across, and the fish are approximately 6 inches long and 3 inches high. They're using Red Heart Sport, and the crochet hook is 4mm, and it goes straight into the pattern for the fish and the wishing pail. And the Red Heart Sport is a 3 lightweight. So there is that one. Can be quite fun for a child to, or whatever, to just to use, you know, even for a game, even if it's not counting. Okay, so now we're going to move on, and this is another autumn wreath. I know I did one last week or the week before, but this one I found. I love the little hedgehog, and the pumpkins just set it off really, really nicely. And so I wanted to show you this especially, and it's using Friends wool, a skein of each colour, and it's Friends cotton 8/4 The measurements are 13 inches wide and 13 inches in length. The pattern information is that this pattern is a cute way to welcome in the autumn season. The little pumpkins, leaves and tiny hedgehog are made in different stitches and separate pieces, which are then stitched together at the end. It's just really pretty. I really like that. Okay, now moving on to blankets. I've made this absolutely lots and lots of times, and I really love how you start off with one square and then you just join as you go. There is a tutorial on YouTube that I follow from Patchwork Heart, I think it's called, and I will link that in the description box below for you as well, just in case you want to go over and see it on a video. But I really love it, and there's a diagram on the back to show where to put the squares and in what colour arrangement. And you need to use a crochet hook of 5 and 6 millimeters. They're using the Amigo yarn, which is actually, was the Amigo yarn? Let me see what this one is. Yes, Amigo yarn is DK. I have one of those. And you it's just basically coloured blocks. For those of you that don't know how to do corner to corner, you chain 6 and then you work into the 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th block. And then you work into the chain space and build it as you go. But again, they do have video links as well, which is really helpful when you do the pattern, when you go and have a look at the pattern. But I really love corner to corner, and I just wanted to show you this, seeing as I saw it and it was all in the squares, because I've done a squares one before, and that's really good as well. So now moving on again, we have got a gingerbread man blanket for someone if they like gingerbread men or gingerbread girls, and I just thought it would be something cute for a present or just for something fun to make. And the level is advanced. The measured blanket is 140 by 110 centimeters with a crochet hook of 6.5 millimeters. Again, it's using the Amigo XL, which is the Aran of the hobby yarn, but again, you can use any yarn you like. And they're suggesting to use 1 ball of each of the colours except for the neon pink, which you need 2 for. The blanket is worked using corner to corner technique, which again, that one just now was squares, but this one is literally going straight up and then doing colour work to achieve the design. And the pattern contains a diagram and the description of each row. This is the way you can keep track of how many pixels that you need to work into each colour. The arrows in the written description show in which direction that you work. You begin in the right hand corner. It is a good idea to bind off the ends as you go, so that you don't need to bind off a ton of ends when you're finished. If you find it's difficult to keep track of the different yarn balls and then to avoid it all tangling, then it's a good idea to use to wind up some of your yarn and attach it with clothespins. In this way you can easily keep the colour that you don't use in the place on the pins whilst you're working. And again, there is video tutorials for those of the stitches that you don't know if you're new to it. And now I found a trick or treat bucket with some bits and pieces to put in it. But of course, even if you didn't do these bits, it's nice to have a homemade bucket, isn't it? And I just thought that'd be really, really cute to show you. Anyway, 2.5mm hook and a 3.5mm hook. If you're using safety eyes, you need 4mm and 9mm, some black embroidery thread, some polyester stuffing for the little bits and pieces, and they recommend to use the Friends Cotton 8x8. Again, you can use cotton, but you don't need to use theirs if you don't have it in stock. If you can't afford it, then just use anything. But there is a link to the yarn if you do want to purchase it. The pattern information is Halloween doesn't have to be scary, right? The pattern contains a kitty basket and some sweets. Use the basket for your crochet goodies or to go trick-or-treating and put real candy in it. The basket is 9 by 7 centimetres, but I suppose you could make it in any size, couldn't you? Just by increasing a little bit more and making it a little bit bigger. But I thought I would show it just because the season's coming. Okay, now I printed off part of the Rhino one, but I went over to the Sheepies website and they've got loads and loads of free patterns, but I love these and they are pencil cases or even hook cases, you know, anything, just they can be used for anything, can't they? Not just pens and pencils. But they've got every single animal, and I printed off the where is it? There. I printed off the rhino one. So this is part of the rhino one, but you can use any at all. And I chose this picture because it shows them all, so you could choose your favourite one and then go along and then just click on to whichever one you like. But the materials are sheep cheese, Katona. They've got conversion charts and the terminology difference between the UK and the US, so you can easily find which one that you work by, so that it does both. And I think that's a really, really clever idea as well, because it means that they've actually thought about everyone and not just people that can only work in US terms and have to then chop and change between the two and try and find what it means. The measurements are 28 centimetres and the pattern notes are that the pencil case is made up of separate pieces. The first worked and then either crocheted or sewed together. Aside from the pouch and the neck, all pieces are worked using amigurumi method, working in the spiral without closing each round with a slip stitch. Mark the first stitch of each round with a stitch marker and move up as you go. 2.5mm crochet hook and some stuffing, a 20cm zipper. Now it will depend on the colour. If you're doing the leopard, then you will need a white one. If you're doing the raccoon or the rhino, then you need a dark one, and so on and so forth. But you get the gist of it. But I just thought they were really cute and had to show you. And now we are on to the amigurumis. Now this one, I'm going to show you, there's just 3 left, so I'm not going to keep you much longer. This one is Skill of Easy, and it's Happy Little Car, Plane and Truck. Again, these would make some lovely stocking fillers, wouldn't they? And some other bits and pieces. And maybe presents, birthday presents and things like that for anyone. But I thought they were really cute and had to show you. So we're back with the Yarnspiration pattern and using Red Hot Super Saver, but again, you don't have to, just use it from stash. That's certainly what I would do. And a 3.5mm crochet hook, what else? Oh yes, 15 stitches is for 4-inch gauge pattern, 16 rows or 10 centimeters in single crochet. Crochet vehicles offer many hours of fun for your little ones. Their soft cuddliness is easy to play with, even for the smallest little fingers, and when they are soiled, they can be thrown into the washing machine. The special stitches are back post double crochet, front post double crochet, single 2 together and single 3 together. The notes are that the car, plane and the truck are worked in pieces that are sewn together. Sections worked in rounds have the right side facing at all times and are joined at the end of each round. To change colour, then work the last stitch of the old colour and last yarn over to the last yarn over, and yarn over with a new colour and draw it through all the loops on the hook to complete the stitch, and proceed with the new colour and cut the old. Insert the stuffing only when instructed. So there is the little cutesies again. And now I have got two to show you. Now this one I'm just going to show you because I don't know what the word is. Atahulpala? Ulpa? Owl. It's the design is peek-a-pow, and I just thought he was really cute, and so I thought I would show you for one of this week's amigurumi picks. But there's some colour work for people that love to do the colour work, and the hat reminded me of Super Gran, showing my age, but I just really loved it, and as soon as I saw it I thought, oh, a hat like Super Gran, so that was something that was quite fun. For me anyway. The pattern information is that the owl is an intermediate project worked in continuous spirals. To keep track of the rounds, you may use a stitch marker or safety pin to mark the beginning of the round. The head and the body are worked in a single piece, and also has 2 accessories, the beret and the scarf. Remember that it's always advisable to give the entire pattern a read before starting crocheting, and most importantly, be patient with yourself. They're using baby cotton organic midi and rainbow cotton 8/6, and there's a list of different colours, but of course you can you don't have to use the colours that they suggest either. You can mix and match. There's a link for the yarn if you would like to purchase it. There's hashtags for social media, and the measurements are 19 centimetres or 7.5 inches tall, and the size is 1 size. There, if you've got any questions, then you can contact the support for hobby, and they just say happy crafting. So there he is again. And of course, if you don't want to use safety eyes, you don't have to either. And the last but no means least, we have Rita Fox. And Rita Fox is another peek-a-pow pattern. And the pattern information is that Rita Fox is an intermediate project worked in continuous spiral. To keep track of the rounds, you may use a stitch marker. I put that there. Stitch marker or safety pin to mark the beginning of the round. The head, body and legs are worked in single pieces. Rita Fox has 3 accessories, a scarf, a dress and a pair of boots. Remember that it's always advisable to give the entire pattern a read before starting the crocheting, and most importantly, be patient with yourself. There's hashtags for social media, and there's a link for the yarn. They're again suggesting rainbow cotton 8/6, and the measurements for Rita is 24 centimetres or 9.5 inches. Isn't she just adorable though? Really cute. And then if you've got any questions regarding the pattern, then you can always contact the support team. So happy crafting everyone. That brings us to the end of Free Pattern Friday. But I just love her. honestly, that little tiny smile that she's got under there is just absolutely adorable. Really, really pleased. So let me know which one your favourite was. I'm sorry that my daughter was noisy if you heard clips of it, and I'm sorry about the banging around, but we are a family, and even though I did say that I was filming, my camera was playing up quite a bit at the beginning, so they've probably been waiting quite a while. But now I have actually reset the settings, so I'm hoping that this one, apart from the stopping and the starting from me doing it myself, there isn't any problems with it. So let me know if you see any jumping, then comment, let me know, see, so that I am aware of it. That would be really, really helpful. And again, I did say at the beginning, but if you do have anything that you want me to search for, then feel free to put it in the comment box below, and I will do my best to help you. So like and subscribe, it doesn't cost anything and it helps my channel grow. If there's anyone else that is new that wants to give me a comment, then carry on, because it's always nice to speak to new people as well as the regulars that I chat to every single week. And if you're new here, I am really pleased that you have joined me. So take care everyone, and I will see you on Monday. Bye.